Hey, this is Chip Desart. I wanted to just show you just some workflow with Final Cut Pro 10. So you have multiple drives hooked up into Final Cut Pro 10. And let's just open up a new Finder window. So I have this hard drive right here. I have that hard drive right here. And then I have my main hard drive. So we're going to go through all three of these real quickly and knowing where your render files are kept and everything like that. So in Final Cut Pro 10, you want to make sure you go in your hard drive, your root directory, which I do not suggest you put movies and files on. You're going to go to movies, you're going to go Final Cut projects, and then you'll see Final Cut events. So as you'll see, let's zoom into my root drive here. So I have my announcement project, and I have bath video, and then I have green, and then I have green screen, and this as well. So as you see right here, I have something called render files, but I deleted them because they were taking up a lot of space on my hard drive. And in the render files, you'll see thumbnail media, you'll see high quality media, and you'll see a folder called backup, and then you'll see the current version. Now, if you're using Final Cut Pro 7 or Adobe Premiere, you'll be familiar with a project. Everything has a project. I don't know if you remember the old versions of Final Cut Pro 7, you could not open something without opening a project. Now you just open the program and the projects automatically show up. So if I were to open this current version, it's only 39 kilobits, and it would open Final Cut Pro. So we can do that, and we can show the share status. That's a share file here. Now let's go in our root directory here, and let's see Final Cut events. So we see the events, and remember, you have to have a project. You have to have an event first before you have a project. So you can't have a project without an event. It's like the chicken and the egg, what comes first. So you want to make sure that you get that right. Okay, so my event is a wedding, but then my projects are the ceremony, the reception, behind the scenes, things like that. That's how I separate, and that's how you separate project and events. All right, so it has color presets here that I did install. These are color presets that I actually purchased here. You have some render files here, and then you have some events. So if we want to look at this, we'll see this. And this is 3.76 gigs, and the main files here on the events are usually in the original media. All right, now you have here shortcuts to the original media. A lot of times are aliases, and then you actually have the original media right here, and you get to see the original media in gigabytes. Now, I do not suggest you trying to move this. In Final Cut Pro 10, there is a move tool that you can use that I really suggest that you use. So that's just events. So let's go to my secondary hard drive, and this is my backup hard drive here. And then actually let's go to this hard drive, because I know on this I have a Final Cut Pro projects and at events. So right here I have my Final Cut Pro events folder. So if you go here and look, it's calculating the size here, and my events, all the things I'm working on. All right, and they all show up. All right, all the things I'm working on. So my events, I show my original media. I see a whole bunch of stuff here, and I want to go ahead and I can actually see how many things are in here. And then I can also go into my projects file here, and we'll see how big that is in a second. My projects file, and my projects file also has the things that I'm working on. Again, I do not suggest you move these. So if we go under here, Ashley and Greg, we have the engagement story. We have some other stuff in here that probably shouldn't be in that folder. So what you see right here, these are subfolders I created in Final Cut Pro 10. So when I open Final Cut Pro 10, under the projects, and you see the list of projects, you'll see I have folders, and I organized it a little bit in here. So you'll see the same thing here. So Jennifer and T, you'll see the engagement story, proposal story, the test, and different projects that I've had that I just organized them like that. So you'll see the render files, and when you see the render files, you'll see thumbnail media and things of that nature. So the key is knowing your events and your projects. And as you see, it finally showed up. We have 14 gigs there for our events. And then we can also, when you have a connected drive, you also can see, let's go back under our Final Cut Pro projects, and let us see the render files here. Let's see how big they are. This one's about 5 gigs in render files, because when you have an external drive, the render files come under your projects. So if you ever want to see which file is the biggest, it's usually under high quality media. All right. So you see all the stuff when it's transcodes, and it comes down here like this, and then right here. Here are all the big files, and it takes it frame by frame. You can't really open these or do anything with these. I'm not going to go into what these files are, but I want to show you that you can definitely see all of the things and the render files if you actually wanted to get rid of some of these render files and high quality media. If I want to free up some space, I'm finished this. But the best thing to do, I can go ahead and delete these files, but the best thing to do is to remove the project file. That will delete everything. So we're going to go under here, and let's remove the project file real quick. Let's open up Final Cut Pro 10, and I want to, this promo video, and it's under a young lady named Fiona Peart. So we want to remove this promo file, this promo video. Okay, so I have this event. It's called Fiona Peart, and then I have her here. Let's just see what we have here. I have her as an event under here. So we want to delete. What I want to do, I want to get rid of the promo video. Let's just go back here. I have 2 different videos, so we're gonna make that, and then as you see under here, I have everything in folders. I just like everything in folders. So, and then I just put an exclamation point here to make things come to the top. That's the only reason why I do that. So, promo video. So it's under a folder, and that's why you see here. So 2 versions: lessons from a squirrel, lesson from a squirrel, then promo video. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to right click on that, or I could just use the keyboard shortcut Command and delete, and then I'm just going to hit delete that promo video. So you cannot delete these things by just hitting the delete key, because that will just mark it as a rejected clip. So you want to make sure that you don't just hit the delete key. And then if this is being used, so watch what happens. This is the event, and I know it's being used down here. So watch what happens. It's going to delete it there. All right, but it really didn't delete it because that was a compound clip. So let's see what this does here. So this is reveal this in event browser. So let's see that one. All right. So there it is. If I try to delete that one, it says this media you're trying to delete is used by a project or event. If you continue, it will no longer be playable. So it tells you it may be in your undo queue. Quit Final Cut Pro. So I'm going to quit Final Cut Pro, and as you see, that is deleted. But let's go into our trash, because it's in our trash, and there it is, promo video. Now, if I want to, put it back, I would just go here, right click, and put it back and things like that. But I don't want that at all. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit delete my trash. I'm going to empty my trash, and then I'm going to go back up into Final Cut Pro, and then that project is deleted from the Final Cut Pro 10 workflow. So that is a quick overview of just how projects, files, and other things. And just a sidebar, I just noticed here on this hard drive here that I do have some Final Cut events and projects here, but these are not updated to the last version, the latest version of Final Cut Pro 10. So they're just shortcuts and some other things on here. So it's no real data here, but I was just cutting off of a backup drive one time. So you have a lot of things going on, but if you know where your projects and events lie in Final Cut Pro 10, you will be able to move around, and I really suggest that you use the media management tools. And in the next series of tutorials, I'm going to show you how to use media management to move around your folders, your files, so you won't have to do this, and then things will be transferred to other users successfully. All right, take care.